You know, I work out all the time. I've been working out my whole life since I was 13. I'm over 50 now. And I want you to know, in order to keep my body in shape, it's more than just all this working out. This is crunches with a 40-pound dumbbell. I can use a 60-pound, I can use a 100-pound dumbbell. I do squats, I do bench presses, biceps, lat pull downs. No matter how much workout I do, it's not gonna matter unless I eat well. You're gonna hear about so many diets out there, this much protein, that many carbohydrates, this much fat. I don't eat carbs, I don't eat protein. You know, you're gonna hear so many different methods for eating, and you really have to take the time to find out what works best for you. You know, there's a lot of people who will deplete and basically say they don't want to eat carbohydrates because they're afraid of the effects of the carbohydrates. But the carbohydrates, believe it or not, once you eat them, they're converted to glucose, which is actually fantastic for the brain. Without glucose, you're gonna feel a bit ditzy, you're gonna feel absent-minded, you're gonna become very irritable. The brain thrives on glucose, and without it, it can't function properly. You know, there's many issues today, whether it be Parkinson's, whether it be Alzheimer's, and they've realized that that's linked to a lot of problems that the brain deals with, and it has a lot to do with how we eat, our nutrition. So if you're saying you don't want carbohydrates, you may lose a few pounds at first, but without that extra fuel, you're also gonna lose muscle, because the fuel that you're getting from carbohydrates fuels the body, fuels the brain, and without it, your body has to get its fuel from the protein, which is your muscle, which means you're gonna lose that. So we hear about all these diet centers and they say, oh, I lost 20 pounds in no time at all. Of course you did. You lost water, you lost a lot of muscle. You may have lost a bit of fat, but really what's happening, let's say you're about, let's say you're a woman and you weigh about, say, 160 pounds, you're 5'5", so you lost 20 pounds. What you really lost was probably about 2 to 3 pounds of fat, a good amount of muscle, a good amount of water. That's why you are a smaller version of what you were. So you're gonna say, look, I've trimmed down, I'm smaller, but you're still soft. You might even be softer than you were in the first place because you lost your muscle. So once again, protein is very important to maintain muscle. And women don't think it's just about building, it's about maintaining. If you maintain the muscle is what burns the calories from your body. So you need the protein for that. If you eat carbohydrates, just remember the portions, protein and carbohydrates, make sure the portions you're having are pretty much equal. Many times if you go to a nice restaurant, say an Italian restaurant, you're gonna have, you're gonna have a full plate of pasta, right? And a tiny bit of protein. That's imbalance. That's a bunch of sugar your body's taking in. It's a lot of glycogen, of course, but your body can't use all that. So some is used for fuel, some is used for stored energy later, which is in the fat cells, the fat you take on, and some goes out as waste. So carbohydrates are okay. You have to have them. The brain needs it. Try this experiment at home. Cut your carbs like you've been doing. Cut them for about 3 or 4 days and watch how loopy you feel. Watch how absent-minded you feel. Watch how tired and irritable you become, okay? Then start eating carbs again and make sure it's the same portion size as your protein. Watch how good you feel. Watch how happy you might be. Watch how you're gonna find your mindset so much better. Your thought process is gonna be much better. And water intake is very important too. You need to hydrate, because without hydration, you're also gonna feel irritable too. So these things are very important when it comes to fats. You know, if you're gonna have plant food, you're gonna have unsaturated fat from that. You're gonna have avocado, unsaturated fat there as well. The fats people are saying to watch out for is when you're eating things, if you eat a lot of beef, that's a lot of saturated. That gets trapped in your system. It causes a lot of problems, heart problems. If you're eating a lot of cheeses, if you're eating overdoing the fats, fast food restaurants, that's the fat that people are talking about you need to watch out for. So carbs are important, protein is important, and unsaturated fat's very important, and your hydration is important. If you have any questions, call me. Let me get back to the workout. Ab time.